Imagine you're fishing in the open sea when suddenly your net feels unusually heavy. You struggle to pull up your catch and see something that shouldn't exist. A fish with human teeth. A creature without eyes. Something translucent, like it's made of glass. Sometimes the ocean throws up strange remains on the shore that defy explanation. And sometimes the monsters of the deep are caught alive in the nets. Today we will tell you about the most creepy creatures caught by fishermen. Some of them are known to science, but they look as if they came from nightmares, while others still remain a mystery. 13 years ago, fishermen off the coast of Mexico pulled something out of the water that resembled a creature from a science fiction story. It was pale white, almost transparent, and had no familiar eyes. Instead, there was just a single eye socket, like a cyclops. The fishermen took a few pictures but quickly got rid of the terrifying find. Later, scientists determined that it was a shark embryo suffering from the extremely rare mutation known as cyclopia. Such creatures are extremely rare for people to come across, because they almost never survive in the wild. But sometimes anomalies reach the shores. For example, as you'll see in the next story, where the ocean washed up something truly gigantic. Something huge and decaying has appeared on one of the beaches of Indonesia. It was over 50 feet long, its body was covered in slime, and the smell was so terrible that locals were afraid to go near it. The find looked so strange that people couldn't figure out what it was. Giant squid, whale, or something unknown. Experts also couldn't come to a clear conclusion. However, this was far from the first creature that became a mystery for scientists. IN. In 1953, fisherman Alfred Glassell went fishing off the coast of Peru. His target was a big marlin, but what he saw in the water was much more than he expected. A giant shadow slid beneath the boat, and when the bait touched the water, the creature jerked upward. A fierce struggle began. For 2 hours, Alfred held onto the fishing rod until the creature broke the surface. It turned out to be a black marlin weighing over 1558 pounds, the largest representative of this species ever caught by man. The fish was so huge that it took several people to lift it onto the boat. But while marlins are rare but well known, some fish look like they should never have existed. In 2015, off the coast of New Zealand, fishermen caught something that looked like it was made of glass. The creature was completely transparent, and its internal organs could be seen through its body. Something alien, but in fact it turned out to be a rare deep-sea salpa fish. But that wasn't the only unusual thing. Fishermen claimed that the creature was much larger than known specimens. Perhaps this is a new species, or perhaps there are far more terrifying creatures living in the depths of the ocean that we have yet to see. In 2020, a fisherman from the American state of New York caught something so strange that he first thought he was hallucinating. The fish wriggling in his hands had not one, but two mouths. The top one was normal size, and the second one was right below it and it looked like it had grown as a result of a botched experiment. A photo of the unusual catch quickly spread across the internet, and biologists explained the phenomenon as a congenital mutation or injury that healed in a bizarre way. However, many other photos of fish with a similar anomaly appeared on the internet, which made me think, maybe these creatures are actually more common than we think. But while the mutation with two mouths is explainable, the next catch left even scientists baffled. IN. In 2016, on the coast of Alaska, local residents discovered a huge carcass, half frozen in ice. She looked so strange that at first she was mistaken for a killer whale or a large whale. However, upon closer inspection, it became clear that it was something else. The creature had a long neck, massive ribs, and its head was unlike any known animal. The remains have sparked heated debate online, with many comparing them to a plesiosaur, a prehistoric marine predator. Scientists suggested it was the decomposed body of a large marine animal, but the lack of a definitive answer left room for plenty of theories. In 2007, Japanese fishermen, not far from the coast of Shizuoka, stumbled upon a creature that seemed to have swum in from a distant past. It had an elongated body, strange teeth, and leathery fins. The fishermen quickly reached out to oceanographers, and within a few hours, a research team arrived at the vessel. It turned out that the fishermen had caught a rare specimen of the ancient goblin shark. These creatures live at depths of over 4,000 feet and are rarely encountered by humans. They really do look like prehistoric monsters. An elongated jaw that can protrude forward, and translucent skin that allows you to see the internal organs. However, this specimen was different from the others. It was much larger and had strange pigmentation. Perhaps the evolution of deep-sea creatures is taking a path we do not yet understand. But sometimes fishermen encounter something that, at first glance, seems gigantic and ominous, but in fact remains a mystery even for scientists. In 2015, something was found on the coast of Japan that looked more like a creature from a horror movie than a real animal. His body was covered with tough skin, his eyes were large and cloudy, and his teeth resembled shards of glass. The creature was half frozen in ice, which made it even more terrifying. It turned out to be a rare species of pancake fish that lives at great depths. However, the size of this specimen was twice that of the standard. Researchers have hypothesized that this could be the result of radioactive contamination or an unexplored mutation. In any case, people rarely see such creatures. But sometimes, it's better not to see the next catch at all. One day, fishermen from the Netherlands went out to sea, expecting their usual catch. But when they pulled up their net, they were hit with sheer horror. Among the writhing fish was something that looked almost human. A tiny creature with little hands, a round head, and strangely familiar facial features. It turned out that the fishermen had caught a rare Siamese twin of a porpoise, a small whale that lives in the coastal waters of Europe. This deviation is extremely rare, and almost never occurs among cetaceans. Scientists who studied the photograph said it was the first documented case of such a mutation. Unfortunately, the creature was dead, but its existence made one wonder how many more such anomalies the ocean hides. And what if the next nightmarish catch turns out to be alive? Fishermen off the coast of Mexico pulled something out of the water. Something that resembled a creature from science fiction. It was a strange creature, completely black, with a huge mouth studded with needle-like teeth. But the creepiest part was that it had no eyes. Experts later discovered that it was a rare deep-sea anglerfish, a fish that uses a bioluminescent appendage on its head to attract prey. However, this specimen turned out to be unique. He had a mutation defect that meant he had no eyes at all. This meant that he navigated solely by pressure waves and smell, making him the perfect hunter. But if blind monsters of the ocean can be scary, just imagine what happens when unknown creatures show up not in the depths, but right on the shore. Chinese fishermen pulled a fish out of the water that had legs. Instead of the usual fins, it had limbs that resembled the clawed feet of an amphibian. The creature was moving them, as if it could walk along the bottom. Scientists later identified it as a rare toadfish, but fishermen claimed their catch looked different. Bigger and with more developed legs. It could be a mutated specimen, or maybe a sign of evolution. However, this catch wasn't even the creepiest one. In 2017, something that looked like a real sea demon was found on the shore after a hurricane. After the devastating Hurricane Harvey in 2017, a strange creature that looked like a hybrid of a fish and a snake was found on the Texas coast. It had an elongated mouth filled with sharp teeth, and its skin appeared worn and discolored. Experts suggested that it was a rare deep-sea eel-eater that had been washed ashore due to the strong storm. But even among such creatures, there are those that can astonish even the most experienced fishermen. In 2018, Indonesian fishermen caught a creature that they initially thought was a huge shark, but upon closer inspection, they realized it was something else. Streamlined shape, large teeth, strange protrusions on the body. Later, experts determined that it was a rare species of coelacanth, a fish that is considered both a living fossil and an ancient relic. These creatures appeared over 400 million years ago and were thought to be extinct until they were rediscovered in the 20th century. However, the specimen caught by the Indonesian fishermen looked different. Off the coast of Africa. Its dimensions exceeded known examples, and its coloring was unusual. Was it a mutant? New subspecies? Or are there still true relics of the past hiding in the ocean? There is no answer to this question yet, but the next discovery showed that sometimes the mysteries of the ocean go far beyond the water. Off the coast of Australia, fishermen caught something that they initially mistook for a strange octopus. The creature had a long body, translucent skin, and two limbs that resembled arms. The fishermen watched in amazement as these arms moved independently from the body, bending at the joints, just like a human's. When the creature was handed over to scientists, they identified it as a rare species of deep-sea fish that lives at great depths. However, even among similar species, this specimen stood out. Scientists are still arguing. Was this hand-like mutation a random occurrence, or was it the effect of radiation pollution as a result of the disaster at the Fukushima nuclear plant in Japan? But sometimes the most frightening finds are not hidden underwater, but washed up on the shore. One such find in 2020 still remains unanswered. Something washed up on the shores of Scotland that quickly drew crowds of onlookers. The creature looked like it was pulled straight out of a horror movie. Huge bones, a long jaw, torn flesh covered in seaweed. Some witnesses claimed that the remains resembled the legendary Loch Ness monster. Others insisted that it was an ancient sea predator. Biologists tried to explain the discovery, suggesting that it was a decomposed whale or shark. But the structure of the bones raised questions even among experts. Unfortunately, time and water have damaged the carcass too much to give an exact answer. Maybe the ocean has washed ashore one of its oldest secrets. But if the skeletons can still be explained somehow, then the next incident made Rybakov doubt reality. After all, their catch was grinning at them with human teeth. An American fisherman caught a creature that literally scared him to the bone. It was a fish with perfectly straight teeth that looked just like human teeth. At first glance, it looked like something out of a horror movie. It was later discovered to be a pacu, a rare freshwater fish related to the piranha that has teeth similar to those of humans. It is usually found in the rivers of South America, but this specimen was caught in North Carolina. The question arises, how did a fish from the Amazon end up in the other hemisphere? Did someone release it into the wild, or did it somehow migrate? In any case, even the most unusual fish don't inspire as much fear as something huge and ancient lurking in the dark depths. The next story is about a legendary creature that was thought to be a myth until it got caught in a net. Off the coast of Portugal, a research vessel caught a rare creature, a shark that no one had seen before. Alive. Its body was elongated, with menacing eyes and a pointed mouth full of tiny teeth. It turned out to be a chimera shark, a deep-sea creature that has remained almost unchanged for millions of years. Such creatures are rarely encountered by humans, as they live at depths of more than 2,000 feet. The fishermen, seeing their catch, could not believe for a long time that they were holding the ghost of the ocean in their hands. But while ghost sharks are at least known to science, the next creature has called the very boundary into question between land and aquatic life. Off the coast of the Philippines, local fishermen caught a strange creature that looked like it had been skinned. It was pinkish, with exposed muscles and strange growths. At the same time, it was moving as if it was trying to escape from the net. Scientists, having studied the find, came to the conclusion that this is a rare species of deep-sea eel, which completely lacks pigments and scales. However, some features of its body didn't match any known species. There were speculations that it could either be an unknown species or a mutant that emerged as a result of environmental pollution. One way or another, the depths of the ocean still hold many secrets. And the scariest of them all is the one that still hasn't been explained. The remains of a creature that couldn't be identified washed up on the shore of the Spanish town of Villavigosa. It had a long, snake-like body covered in strange patches of skin. And it resembled something between a dragon and an eel. Experts tried to determine its species, but no known creature matched the description. The carcass was quickly taken by scientists, but no one ever got a clear answer on what it actually was. Soon, rumors started circulating that the remains had mysteriously disappeared, and the official reports turned out to be confusing and contradictory. Perhaps it really was a mutated sea predator, or a creature whose existence we did not even suspect. And that's the finale. This list of strange and frightening finds only proves that the ocean still hides many secrets. Maybe the next incredible catch will be even more shocking.